disaster, my friends. Was it yesterday or the day before? Can't remember now. But it was a bit of a disaster. And I was looking at Air Hauler 2. Bit of a disaster because I couldn't really, do what I wanted to do. I'm still looking at that. I'm reading the manual, and we're starting afresh with a new company, and I will get that going, and then I will do my live review of that. But this morning we're going to have a look at two applications, whatever you want to call them. They've been around a while. They've been around quite a while now, and so hang on, let me turn that off so we don't get the double sound and everything. They've been around a while, but I've done reviews on both of them in the past. When they first came out, and it seems like ages ago. Although I can't actually, I'll be honest, I can't remember whether I did a review on one of them, but I certainly did a review on the other. Anyway, both of them have been updated, and I think they've been updated with Xplane 1150 in mind, which is good, which is very good. I'm just going to move this microphone a little bit so I can get to my keyboard. There we go. They've both been updated, and I think they've been updated with VR in mind, and also 1150 Vulkan, which is excellent. So what am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about AVS, which is it's basically an ONAS system. If you don't know what an ONAS is, it is a onboard airport navigation system, ONAS, and AVS is one of them. And when it first came out, I wasn't too sure about it when it first came out, but I used it a few times and I quite liked it, even though I do like the Follow Me car, because you've got a Follow Me car, which I think just adds a little bit of immersion, extra immersion. But as I say, Airport Visual System AVS has been updated, and let me just show you here on xplane.org. There it is. It's $19.95. If you've already got it, then it's just an update. And it's changed dramatically. They've done an awful lot to it. Makes it so much the better. So I thought I'd show you that this morning, and show you XpRealistic, which has also had an update as well. And I haven't used XpRealistic for some time. In fact, since I rebuilt my PC. Hold on. 1 second. Hello? Okay. Alright. I won't. Yeah. Okay, I've got my window open anyway. Yeah, I will. Bye. Right. Sorry about that. My wife on the phone. She's out with the dog. Anyway. So XpRealistic has been updated as well. I've always liked it. I haven't used it for a while because I rebuilt my Xplane installation some time ago, and I just didn't put it back on, but it's had an update. So we're going to have a look at the two things. First off, let's have a look at AVS. Now, I believe I've already got it open somewhere, or I thought I had. Maybe not, which is no bad thing, because I can always get it open. So you install it. It's really simple to install. It goes into your plugins folder, and in plugins you will see AVS on or off. So there we are. It's on now, and the things they've done to this is actually really neat. So here we are at Cardiff Airport, and you might immediately notice that it looks a little bit different, in so much as I'm using the default airport for this. Okay, so you can choose between default or custom. I have got a custom airport in here, which is obviously Orbex. So if I go to custom, it just goes like that, and all we've got really is not an awful lot. Really, you have got the taxiway names, etc., but that's about all. Let's see if I can actually. Oh, there we go. I can turn taxiways on. So you've got the stands, but they're not numbered. And I'm not quite sure what and North and NR, but that's certainly taxiway Alpha down there, and Charlie, and Alpha 1 down here, and Bravo down here, Foxtrot. It isn't actually a taxiway there because that's the BA maintenance hangar. So let's go back to default. With default, of course, it looks a lot better indeed. And yeah, we've got Echo, Bravo, Alpha, Charlie, Delta, Echo, Golf, Hotel. They're all right. But what we haven't got is we haven't got stand numbers. But that doesn't matter because I know that I'm on stand 9. That's me, that green arrow, which is really cool. I like it. It's changed an awful lot. So let's have a look at the options. So you've got graphics mode. You can have main and additional. If I turn on additional, what you get is just a kind of plain airport. It seems to me that maybe that is on, main is on, and additional is on. I'm not quite sure which is which, because I would have thought a blue button meant that it was activated. So therefore, that's the main airport. Okay, all right. We've got anti-aliasing, so you've got 4 times and 2 times, and that is just the quality of the graphic. So the best way to look at this is if we look at these lines here, you see that we've got jaggies in these lines, and if I put that up to 8 times, the jagginess goes somewhat, not an awful lot, but it does go. Okay, so that's what the anti-aliasing is for. I don't think that's actually necessary, but you know, it's there. We've got taxiway signs. We can turn those off. We can turn off miscellaneous lines, which are, you know, the stuff around here, which is the roadworks around the entrance to the airport. So miscellaneous, and then traffic. Now, apparently, what AVS now shows is traffic on the ground. Now, I'm not sure whether it's internet traffic or AI traffic. So at the moment, I have got traffic global running. Let's just check settings. We'll turn up the traffic density to see if we get any more traffic at Cardiff. Don't forget, it's a regional airport. It's kind of international regional, but we'll turn up the traffic at Cardiff and see if that makes any difference. AVS again. AVS on. There we are. At the moment, I'm not seeing any traffic there, so I'm a little bit confused as to whether that is AI traffic. Let's have a look outside. We'll have a look outside and see if there's any traffic about on the... Yes, there is traffic on the ground. AI traffic. Oh no, there isn't. It's gone. There was. Hang on. Let's have a look around. So there's definitely no AI traffic on the ground at Cardiff at the moment. Oh, there's one, but it's not showing up on here. What happens if we turn that off? No, definitely not showing up on there. So maybe it's online traffic. I'm not quite sure. We'll have to check that out. So let's just turn all those red labels off for the moment. Or maybe it only shows traffic when it's moving. I don't know. We'll have to have a look at that. We'll have to check that out. So, as you can see, you've got really nice, all your stands are there, so you can follow that. And it is a moving map, of course. So it is a moving map. So as you start moving, the little green arrow moves and you can follow your way around. What else have we got? We've got wind information. It's disabled, so that is the wind information there. Windsock. Windsock's position, you can change it from top down or to windsock position and direction. I kind of prefer windsock position and direction, so we know that the wind is coming down the runway. It's a little bit of a crosswind, but it's so it's a 3. You'd use runway 30 from that. Zoom mode. You can on projection center, on map center, on mouse position. So wherever I put the mouse, close that, it would position on there. But I prefer it on map center. There we go. So that is your options, and there's not many of them. But here we have something really interesting. Now, this caught me out a little bit earlier, and I couldn't really understand what this was about. But you have a viewer. So you've got airports, viewer, and Navigraph. So viewer is quite simply looking for your airport folder show. So this just shows you all your airports. Clicking on them doesn't do anything over here. Okay, doesn't do anything over here. It's just your airports. Now, I would have thought that somehow, you know, you'd be actually seeing your airport. So look at, and it doesn't. You know, it just doesn't. It's just, all it does is access your file, from what I can see. Yeah, it just accesses your X-Plane 11 scenery folder, which is a bit redundant in my view. And then you have trouble hiding it. Oh, I've managed to break it. Airport VS are not responding, so I've managed to break that. It was pretty clever. Only Wycliffe could do that. So we'll come back to it. The best thing to do now is close it. Hi Chester, how are you? Good afternoon to you. Hope you're well. Let me close this down. So task manager. It's not on there. Oh, here we go. Close the program. Cancel. I don't want to close. Closed X-Plane. So I managed to break AVS. It's okay, we'll load up. Hope everything's all right with you, Chester. Nice to see you again, and you're all safe and keeping well during this difficult period. As we all know, crazy times as usual. Just replying to my there we go. I've got a guaranteed delivery of 1 o'clock for something, right? Let's new flight. I tell you what, let's go to a different airport whilst we EGCC. Let's go to Manchester. We'll load up at Manchester and then we can have a look at that. All safe here, I guess. Yeah, excellent. Well done, Chester. It is a very difficult period of time, and you know, maybe without saying any more, you know, I'm sure that we all feel for everybody in the world, and for those people, those families that are having to endure some difficult times. Right, so we'll just wait for Manchester to load up, because it'll be interesting to see what AVS looks like at Manchester, which is a more complex airport, and we'll see that, because if we look at this picture, let's get back here if I can. So if we look at this picture, it's showing us, you know, areas of blue, which looks really good. I'm not quite sure where that is. It's Miami, KMIA. Miami. Let's have a look through some of the other pictures. So that's Miami. Oh yeah, that's just showing the options screen. Oh, it's got traffic, NDB, VOR, ILS, terrain and water on that one. Maybe it's because it's by the water. We shall have a look. Which airport? Oh, we can't see that airport. That's something really interesting, which I'm going to show you in a moment. Okay, so let's just go back out of here. We'll wait for X-Plane to do its usual thing, which will take ages to open. The weather in Cardiff today is a lot better than yesterday. It was raining yesterday. It was awful. Really bad weather yesterday in Cardiff. Rained all day long. Nobody was happy. Let's put it that way. Nobody was happy. We've got 6 people watching, so please share the video around and also say hello so we know who you are, instead of lurking in the background there. Mind you, there's nothing wrong with lurking either. Perhaps. Right. As always, Xplane takes forever to load up, doesn't it? That's the one thing. The one thing I would like Xplane or Laminar Research to sort out is the load time. But I think if you load in the whole of the world scenery, then it's no surprise that it takes so long. No surprise at all. Who remembers these? Who remembers those? Yeah? That is a hasp key. And you could only play Xplane 10 if you had one of the... You could only play Xplane 10 without the disk in the drive if you had one of those plugged into a USB. And it was Laminar's way of preventing piracy. So you could only use Xplane 10 if you had one of those plugged in to your USB. Then you didn't have to put disk 1 in. If you wanted to put, without one of those, you always had to have disk 1 in your CD drive. Of course, now we've got direct downloads and everything comes off the internet. You don't need one of these. I don't even know why I've still got it. Probably kept it for historical purposes. Although, hang on. Looking up on the shelf, I have still got my original tin version of Xplane 10 that came in the aluminium tin. And I remember when I first got it, I couldn't get it open. It took me, and I still can't get it open. It was one of the best packets. There we go. Finally. So you had getting airborne in 5 minutes. And your guide, your quick start guide, and all those discs. I think it was 8. Was it 1, 2, 3, 4? Yeah, 8 discs. He says, holding them. 8 discs. Good to install Xplane 10. It took forever to install it, but yeah, the original. Aluminium, one of the best cases I'd ever seen. And I'm just looking at the back here for minimum specifications. Windows XP, Vista 7, Linux and Mac, multi-core processor with 3 GHz and 4 GB of RAM. You also need 80 GB of hard disk space. Well, yeah, amazing. Right, here we are at Manchester Airport. Let's open AVS now. Oh, we just got to wait for... There we go. So, plugins, come on. Just waiting for Xplane to go through all its loading routine. I think we're done. Yeah, let's turn off that, which is Follow Me Car, and open up AVS. So here we are, Manchester Airport. And I'm way over here. And that view is not very nice, actually, is it? So let's go to default. Ooh, that's a bit better. So that's the default view for Manchester AVS. Let's make it bigger so we can see what we're talking about. But some of the stands are numbered there. So the 20s are numbered and the 100s are numbered. 2s, but the remote stands are not. So, there's the taxiway routing. Airport, yeah, options. Do you know, because I haven't got some of the other stuff on there that was on that picture, I'm wondering what's going on. And I'm pretty sure this is version 2. I know it is. I know it's version 2. That's the origin airport, yeah. Default, custom. See, now with custom, I have got my stand numbers, but the depiction of the airport is pretty poor. You can turn taxiways on, but no. That just doesn't look right, does it? Let's have a look. Additional. Main. Let's go to default. Taxiway signs, miscellaneous lines. Not many of them. Traffic. Oh, that's not there. Taxiway signs. I think I'd prefer to leave this on, but even so, it still doesn't look that good. I like that picture. I wonder what Heathrow's like. I don't really want to go to Heathrow. Oops. It does what it says it does. But what is really neat now, what you can do, and you couldn't do before, so I do know that this is version 2, is that you can put it over on another screen, like that, as I've just done, which is really neat. Previously, if you wanted AVS on, it was stuck down here. It would be stuck down here like that, and you couldn't really, you can't work with that kind of arrangement. Now then, let's have a look. Traffic. Okay, so let's have a look outside. Go outside. Ah. Don't tell me I've broken it again. Right, outside. Right, there we are. So there's loads of traffic about. I just want to kind of get for some reason I cannot get outside the way I want to. View. Right, here we go. Oh. Oh, how strange. My camera views are messed up a little bit. Turn on traffic global. There's loads of aircraft everywhere, okay, but they're not showing up in AVS. So they're not showing up in AVS, so we can't help but wonder whether it's online traffic. So let's try an experiment. Okay, let's try this. We'll go to XPilot, and we'll connect online to the internet. But what I need to do first then is to shut down Traffic Global. So plugin admin, and then next. Let's shut down Traffic Global so that all the planes disappear. Yeah, and then we'll connect online at Manchester Airport. Connect. We'll see if we can see any traffic. Yeah, there's a trickle there. Oops. Okay, so he's there. I'll just move that over there for a moment. Now, according to this, I should be able to see traffic, but we know that that is a live traffic there because he appeared. That's not AI traffic. Just to make a point, there we are. But he's not showing up on AVS as promised. So I need to have a look in the instruction manual for that, and try to figure out what is actually going on with traffic, if there is any or not. Okay, because I'm not too sure about that. There should be traffic. I wonder if I move to gate 12. Flight configuration, change location, customize. Gosh. Okay, can't get to gate 12. We'll go to gate 11. Confirm. Starting flight, and then we'll have a look. The only person on at Manchester is Manchester Ground at the moment on 12185. There's nobody about, which is really peculiar. There's one there, and let's have a look at our AVS map. Center on my aircraft. Nope, definitely not showing. There's an aircraft on the other side of the terminal from me there, and definitely not showing traffic. So we need to figure that out, and I'll have to look at the manual because I can't see it. So anyway, that was what I was showing you with that. But now I want to go back to Cardiff because I know it's quiet. We'll disconnect from there actually. Flight configuration, change location, customize, and we'll go to runway 23 right, confirm, and I'll show you the other thing. Okay, we'll disconnect that. So the other thing I was going to show you was XpRealistic, because that has changed dramatically. Just wiping the dust off my screen. Right, here we are then. I hope my engines are running. Yes, they are. So let's get rid of that and open up XpRealistic. Control panel. Open. There we go. Now, and once again, you can put this onto a different screen, which is amazing. You never used to be able to do this. XpRealistic, when it first came out, absolutely fabulous program. A bit. I used to say that it was VR in software as opposed to VR in hardware, and basically, it's an application where they've accessed. I'm assuming they've accessed data refs, and you can have different effects happening to your aircraft as you're flying, and it is fascinating to be in it and actually see these effects. So at the moment I've loaded up in the 737, and we've got XpRealistic open here, and you've got things like airport ambience, which is disabled at the moment, sound airport for GA, but we want an international airport, so we'll turn that up a bit, and that's on. Auto speed brakes, so you've got different sounds, so that's one sound. Okay, so you can preview everything. So brakes, yeah, and they've got 3 different signs for brakes. Let's preview. I kind of like 3, and you can turn the volume up and down. See, so we'll leave it at 50, thereabouts. Cat, clear air turbulence is defined as sudden severe turbulence occurring in cloudless regions that causes violent buffeting of aircraft. Can we preview that? No, not really, because we're on the ground. Cockpit ambience, engine startup, engine vibration, flaps, drag, so forth and so on. Floats, splash if you've got floats on your helicopter or what have you, and the splash it makes on the water. Gear drag, so when you land. Ground effect, I wonder if we can hear that.
On runway 23 right, on runway 23 right.
That's a ground effect noise as you're coming into land. Ground roll, yeah. Ground shakings, you won't see that. Oh yeah, it's amazing what they've done here. So there's head anticipation, natural movements. I think I can show you this. Let me turn it up a bit. No, you can't see it too well. Sneezing. I don't know why you'd have sneezing in there. There's all sorts of things. Touchdown front, touchdown main, VR, water ambience, wheel well, wind ambience, and you can alter all of these, and you can create profiles, right? You can have multi-monitor. You can have freeze mode. Freeze mode is if you don't want XpRealistic doing its thing, you can turn it off. Okay, so I'm going to take off and do a couple of turns because I want you to see the effect. Okay, I'm saying I'm going to do a takeoff. I hope we'll see. So we'll set some flaps, just a straight, straight takeoff. I'll tell you what I'll do. Let's change the configuration of the weather. We'll just set it manually. Select a preset. We'll go for Cavoc just so we've got a nice day to look at the window rather than cloud, and hopefully you'll be able to see this. So set at 40% and release the brakes. Oops. Come on. I forgot I'm on the okay, airspeed's going up. Okay, so gears up, on steady flat. Right, so there's a couple of things not working here because I haven't set it up correctly, so bear with me a second. We'll pause that and we'll come to effects, and I wanted head anticipation. Here we go. So it should have been you're on taxi, you're in flight, roll, pitch, and we won't bother with the delay. Okay, natural movements, so your head moves around naturally. Right, so that's all set. Let's just minimize that and then come out of here. And now, oh, it's not doing it. Why is it not doing it? natural movements, head anticipation, roll. So when the aircraft turns, you're supposed to see a different. Oh. So I've disabled it, let's enable it. Oh. Why is it not working, he says. If I was in the Cessna, you'd see it, because I've done it in the Cessna. And just start up vibration, flaps, right, movement, lever, sound, G-forces, horizontal, vertical, acceleration. You can't do that. Right, this is strange. I'll have to. Alright, flight configuration. I did it the other day in the Cessna and it looked perfect, so I'm going to go back to the Cessna. Cancel. It was the 152. Yeah, that one. And we'll start a new flight in the Cessna, and then you can see what it looks like. Because it is absolutely brilliant. When it works really well. I don't know what's happening here at all. A bit of a breeze blowing through the house. It's nearly 1 o'clock. I've got to keep an eye open for a delivery. So bear with me, chaps. Hopefully we'll get this sorted. It doesn't matter if we don't get it sorted, because I know it works. I've seen it working, and it is absolutely fascinating. It's one of those things you think. Well, first of all, my first thought was, how did they do this? How did they get this? How did they program it? Oh, wrong aircraft. I just want the default Cessna, for goodness sake. It's gotta be that one. And even things like when you start the engine, the aircraft vibrates, stuff like that. Oh, it's getting breezy. I'm going to have to go and close some windows. There's a nice breeze blowing through the house. Right. Default Cessna. Okay. Profile. Cessna. Okay. Excellent. Right, let me take off in this. Right, you can already see. See the shaking of the aircraft? Okay, we're flying, as I say. You notice how the aircraft, how I look out the side of the aircraft? There we are. That's the effect that I was looking for, and you can get that in a jet. I just think that is so clever the way they've done that, and you know, all the turbulence effects and everything. And you hear the different. It's like having VR without having. It makes such a difference to your flying, because you don't have to use thumbsticks or anything to see where you are. You just see the aircraft vibrating as I throttled up. Absolutely brilliant. Landing, of course, is not so easy when you've got XpRealistic on, because it makes a heck of a difference, believe me, to the way the aircraft performs, as I will show you in a moment. Because what I'll do, I'll turn around and we'll come back down. Alright, and whilst I'm at it, we'll have a look at the control panel and have a look at some of the effects. So for example, head anticipation, there we go. You've got your flight, taxi, roll, pitch, delay. I don't understand the delay, whether it's, so that's all on the natural movements, over G, I haven't touched some of those. Surface turbulence, haven't touched that. This, so a lot of this is default. Right, so let's see if we can get back to the runway. Now you notice the wind changes as I pull out the flaps. I'm assuming you can hear this okay. Actually, I've just had a thought. Maybe you can't hear any of this at all. You can hear me, that's for sure. Let me get that on. That on. Right. Now you can probably hear it. Okay, coming into land, and I want you to listen to the ground effect. Ooh. There we are. So you heard the ground effect, and then the wheels touching, and then the front wheel touching. You can see the whole, everything's vibrating. I'm just going to touch the brakes now, and just turn off here. And I'm going to turn the engine off because I want you to see something. Alright. There's normally an anticipation there. The head normally moves around when you're taxiing. But that's alright. That's something I need to sort out. So let me just look at all those birds everywhere. And the reason why it's frozen there is because FM car's coming on, so I just turn that off. Alright. Put the brakes on. And I'm going to turn the engine off. Sorry, that was turning it on. There we are. Engine off, and it'll suddenly There we are. Engine off. So let me turn it on, if I can. I like that. That's cool. Okay, well there you go. So I'm showing you XpRealistic and AVS, and XpRealistic. The two of them there side by side. And there's me just off the taxiway. I will have to sort out the traffic, the whole business about traffic and being able to see traffic, because apparently you can.